welcome Exiles. So today we're looking at the update for day number 2 on the cast on Crit-Reap Inquisitor. First off, let's just give a quick rundown of the gear. We're running an Oak. These are pretty cheap. You just get a Springleaf Shield and then you get Nature's Resilience Prophecy. And the reason we're doing this is so we can get 6% regen because we're playing with Petrified Blood. So we degen down to 50% HP, and then we are able to get both the regen from the Oak and also basically other low life modifiers like Pain Attunement, like damages on us are unlucky with Lori's Lantern. This is pretty cheap unique as well. We're using Vol's Vision, which is a pretty cheap unique. If all of our items are uncorrupted, then we get 100 flat life regen and some percent life. So this is just a nice little cheap unique here. And then other than that, we have basically some just couple C rares. Our sword, or not our sword, our dagger was like 1 chaos. It was basically a high crit chance dagger with an open prefix, and crit multi or crit chance for spells is decent options. This is what we went with here. This is like a chaos or 2. This just helps us have a decent crit chance for basically proccing our cast on crit. After that, most of the other rares are pretty much just life and resistances, just capping our res. Later on, we'll be going for things like a Vulcanist, like maybe a Zoph's Heart. Stuff like that is what we're going to look for. And then our chest piece is just a Belly of the Beast. This for a 5-link Belly of the Beast was about 10, 13, 14 C or so. If you don't have 10, 13, 14 C, I would start out with a 5-link Ambush Charge. That's what I was using before this, which the only problem with that chest piece is getting a couple greens on there. That's a little bit difficult with some chromes. But getting a 5-link Ambush is a great chest to use before this. That cost me 2 C, I think, originally when I bought it at the start of the day. It's probably going to be pretty cheap for you guys as well if you go to buy a 5-link Ambush. So that's kind of the rough early gearing we're doing here. Just spending a couple C here and there, just capping our res, getting life, getting movement speed, stuff like that. That's what you want to look for on your gear. For the one big upgrade we've made on this character so far, basically all the currency I grinded today went into this, which is a Glorious Vanity. This is a very important upgrade for the build for 2 reasons. First reason is it gives us a good amount of extra EHP. Without this jewel, you'll see we lose 1300 ES. The gain 15% ES or life as ES is a huge amount of ES. So 1, it gives us a bunch of extra damage mitigation, and 2, the other important thing about Corrupted Soul is it splits the damage between our ES pool and our life pool, because I want to run Righteous Fire for the damage multiplier. So I got the damage multiplier, of Pain Attunement, and then I have the damage multiplier of Righteous Fire. And Righteous Fire, we'll see, I'll proc it, I'll turn it on, and you'll see it'll degen us down to Petrified Blood half-life here. And this way we have our half-life pool plus this extra ES pool. If we did not have Glorious Vanity, what would happen is you would degen your ES very quickly because all the damage is going straight to the ES first, and it's not like you're splitting the damage in between the regen from both your life pool and your ES pool because we're playing an Inquisitor. So that's the importance of the Glorious Vanity. If you're playing without a Glorious Vanity, which is what I was doing the majority of today, you're going to want to make sure to be a little bit more cautious with how you're playing the ultimatums. Make sure you're always moving. And frankly, even after you get this, make sure you're always moving. Just in ultimatums, they're pretty rippy. I always was shield charging around, picking up Fortify. We have one of those shield charge faster attacks, Fortify setups going. And then pretty much whenever you select a new modifier for the trials, always have a flame dash or a movement skill. I always think that's the best thing to do, because in between when you're choosing the next difficulty of the trial, it's a very dangerous portion of the fight. You always want to move right there. That's what I decided was the safest way to reliably, consistently do the trials all the way to max. So, huge upgrade we made today was this Glorious Vanity. That's the main thing we're doing today. Tomorrow and maybe the day after, we're going to be looking at going for a Zoph's Blood, a Vulcanist, stuff like that are going to be the next upgrades we're looking at. So as for the passive tree, we are fully spec'd into Fizz scaling here. We don't have any elemental conversion, and we have not gotten our Uber Lab for Battle Mage yet. This is all stuff we're going to switch once we get Vulcanist. We're going to pick up Battle Mage. We're going to get, we're going to start going for Elemental Conversion here. We're going to get Avatar of Fire from our Zoph's Heart, or Zoph's Blood. So there's a lot of changes that's going to happen to this tree. This tree is pretty scuffed right now because we're going over here for Fizz damage. There's a lot of stuff where I'm like, I don't really want to mess around. I'm just throwing points at random locations just to use the points. But eventually what we're going to be doing is picking up another cluster here and potentially speccing into elemental damage here, stuff like that. But until then, we're grabbing weird stuff like Elusive, like Spell Leech here, like Master Force, some awkward nodes that I'm just kind of like, I need to spend the nodes on something, and that's just what I'm doing, and eventually we'll be respecking into full fire conversion. But that requires a Vulcanist, and Vulcanist right now is very expensive, because Vulcanist only drops from Elder Guardians, which there's only been a few people that have gotten to Elder Guardians, and the more people start getting to Elder Guardians, get farther into maps, the more common the item is going to be, and it's going to start tanking in price, I believe. So that's the plan. That's the next upgrades we're looking for. I want to showcase you guys what it looks like for us to do a... We have a Baron ready to go, so I'll just go ahead and activate this Baron. This is the second Baron we've done. We've done all the other Guardians except for Veritania. I haven't dropped too many Lexajoris maps, but I'll get that eventually. So real quick, we're going to give you a showcase of what the build looks like, and that'll probably be the last thing we do. We'll just wrap it up with this. So hopefully I don't break the fight here. I don't think we will. Although this is weird. Okay. For a second there, I was getting worried with that load-in time. It was seeming a little bit slow. The texture streaming, by the way, I don't know if you guys have had these issues, but I have felt like I've been very laggy. What is wrong right now? That was really weird. For a second there, I was like bugging out and not being able to cast my Cyclone. I'm not sure why, but anyways, we're just gonna run through straight to Baron so I can show you. Side note, if you look at our Reap, you'll notice multiple are getting procced. Originally, I started out without Spell Cascade, and it just kind of felt bleh. But once we picked up Spell Cascade, the clear felt a lot better. And just the visual effect of seeing multiple of those go off is very nice. I also think Spell Cascade ends up being a big damage multiplier as well as an AoE thing, because I think Reap will hit the same enemy multiple times. Not 100% on that, but I'm pretty sure I'm hitting multiple times with Reap with Spell Cascade. Okay, let's go ahead and just focus down the boss. Just get it done, as I've wasted like all my flasks. Maybe we'll get some back from this boss here. If we're lucky. I gotta remember to charge up my, some things I kind of forget about it a lot of times is proccing my Unleash setup with Reap. That's how we generate our blood charges. I have been forgetting about that. So let's just DPS him. Alright, so that's what it looks like, and that's the second Baron. That's obviously not like a Awakener 8 Baron, that's just like, you know, the second level Baron you do. So we'll keep scaling this up. This is with a level 21 Reap. I forgot about that. That's another thing we just bought for like 20 so it was a nice little upgrade there. But then everything else is kind of just gems we've been leveling as we're going. And this is on a 5-link, and our setup currently is Cyclone-Cast on Crit, Brutality, Reap, and then Spell Cascade. We'll be upgrading this as we go, going towards a 6-link, going for upgrading a lot of gear and stuff, and hopefully the next day we will be even farther. I'm hoping that next day we'll have the potential of actually getting into some endgame fights, at least doing something like Awakener, maybe some Elder Guardians, maybe Elder Shaper Guardian Maven encounters, maybe Shaper and Elder themselves. That would be stuff I would like to try to push for tomorrow, but we'll see how much progress I can make with the Atlas and whatnot. So that is where the character's at. If you want to look at the current POB, or you want to pull on the profile of this character to look at yourself, again, I had path building problems and I haven't been able to share paste bins. I will leave a link to my profile in the description below, so you can get my profile, character name, and you can import the character into POB for yourself. So anyways, appreciate you guys watching the video, and I will see you guys in the next one.